Okay. Okay, welcome back to the Google Chrome. Where did we stop just now? We stopped, I think, that somewhere here where we computed the income of the beneficiaries, one at the trust level and two at the beneficiary level. Yeah. So now we continue with this concept where we call it as a distributable income. Yeah, distributable income. So before this, you remember that I always mention, I always mention total income of the trust, right? But you also have this what we call distributable income of the trust, right? So distributable income is actually an accounting concept, right? Where it's just that all income minus all expenses, all right? Amount, in other words, it refers to the amount of cash available to the trust for distribution to the beneficiary. On the other hand, when we mention total income, is actually how we derive to the total income based on the Income Tax Act 1967. Yeah, so can you actually see this worksheet now? Can you see the worksheet? Yes or no? Okay, yeah. All right. So this how it means. Means that kita akan ada dua kolom tau. If you are required to determine how much is the distributable income, then you have to do these two columns. Ya. Ini ada masalah sikit, tak boleh tengok benda-benda sengit-bengit ni. Okay. Alright. So let's see the difference between your total income and your distributable income. As mentioned, total income is the formula we use based on Income Tax Act 1967. All right. While distributable income is actually your cash accounting, how much is your income that you receive, how much is the expenses that you paid for. Yeah. So let's see, for example, under section 4A, we have a business income from Malaysia. So based on the total income, assuming that the total income is 10,000, so the adjusted income is also 10,000. All right. But in the case of business income, which come from the foreign, for example, you have business in Hong Kong or in Singapore, for total income under the Income Tax Act, foreign income is exempted. So in your computation, we will not bring that amount. You just write down is exempted, because why? That amount you don't have to pay any tax. But for distributable income, whether it's a foreign, you actually receive that income of 5,000 ringgit. Yeah. For example, you do receive actually, then you put that under your distributable income, because why? Even though it's exempted, you still receive that income. You do have that cash amount in your hand. Similarly, when you talk about expenses, all right, for income tax purpose, expenses which is deductible in arriving to adjusted income here is only expenses which fall under section 33 and section 34. All right, in other words, it means that expenses which incurred wholly, exclusively in the production of income. It has to be outgoing as well, yeah. So for example, in the case of deductible expense, you only have 4,000 which are deductible. Right. Similarly, because the expense that you paid for it is 4,000, then you can also claim that under distributable income. But for non-deductible expense, for example, you make a renovation, all right, or you may have purchased a fixed asset. The cost of that fixed asset is non-deductible. Why? Because that is a capital expenditure. So you cannot claim any capital expenditure in arriving to your adjusted income. But for distributed income, whatever amount that you paid for, whether it's a revenue or capital, whether it's deductible or non-deductible expense, you claim under distributable income. Means that, of course, you have to pay for the expense, meaning that you don't have any more 3,200 ringgit, right, in your cash. So you cannot distribute that amount to your beneficiaries. But again, you have also here double deductions. So under income tax, there are certain expenses that you can actually claim double deductions. So you can claim here under total income. But there's no such thing of double deduction under your distributed income. Once you incur that once only. Yeah. Then similarly, with regard to the concept of capital allowance, all right, all these loss brought forward. So all this is under total income, but it's not available under your distributable income. Similarly, for your dividend income from Malaysia, remember I mentioned about dividend which is final or dividend which is exempted, all right? So most likely dividend is final, all right, or foreign dividend will be exempted. But both, whether it's final or exempted, you still have to put that under your discrete income because you actually receive that income. All right, interest income similar and rental income. I remember that under rental income pun you ada expenses, revenue expenses and capital expenses. So that will have a different under total income and your distributable income. So you akan kira lah nanti how much is your total income, how much is your distributable income. Alright, you akan kira distributable income kat sini lah. Alright, so later you see that you're going to use this amount if not given. You may have to compute this amount distributed income in order for you to continue with the computation for the income of the beneficiaries. Yeah. Okay, now let's go back to your trust. All right, so we see that here distributed income. Okay, we are done with that. Okay, now we go into the second part of the textbook on the types of trust, right? So trust ni, you akan tengok the type of trust we have here. We call it as a fixed trust, or most of the time we call it as a non-discretionary. All right. Non-discretionary trust maknanya bila you left behind a will, right? Dalam will tu dah mention, right? You name your beneficiaries in defined shares. It means that the allocation the spell out in the trust instrument. So katalah dalam will tu dah memang cakap dah wife akan dapat half. First child akan dapat 1/4. Second child akan dapat 1/3, whatever lah, whatever the amount that you have to apportion according to the whatever mentioned under the will. So itu namanya non-discretionary. Discretionary maksud dia apa? You ada discretion, you boleh decide on your own, right? Bila non-discretionary means that you cannot decide. Siapa yang nak kena decide ni? Trustee lah. We are talking about trust kan? So trustee nak decide, oh how much to give to the beneficiaries. Kalau trust to non-discretionary, trustee tak boleh decide. You kena ikut the will cakap half, you kena bagi half pada beneficiary. Alright, that's why namanya non-discretionary, or we also call it as a fixed trust. So you just ikut benda tu je. The other trust, of course, kita panggil discretionary trust. Yeah, trustee is given power to decide on the amount of trust income to be distributed to the beneficiary. Because dalam trust tak mention, or maybe memang tak ada will pun. Ya, dia tak ada will ataupun dalam will tu tak mention how much to allocate. Dia just appoint the executor or you just appoint the trustee. Tapi it's up to the trustee to decide on the allocation. How much to give out. How much to give to each of the beneficiaries. So bila macam ni, that's why namanya discretionary trust. Is based on the discretion of the trustee to decide. Yeah. Given power to decide on the amount of trust income to be distributed to the beneficiary. But in this case, it says that it's good, of course lah ada pro and cons lah. Depending lah kalau trustee tu tak suka beneficiary tu, kan dia bagi sikit je, boleh, ya. Yeah? But it also provides greater flexibility. Sometimes katalah it depends on the situation, it depends on case by case. Maybe beneficiary one needs more than beneficiary two, for example. So the trustee believe that they should give more to one rather than give less to beneficiary number two. It depends, right? It depends on the situation. And then kalau kita kena unit trust, ini totally different. It's not under this topic, unit trust ni. Unit trust ni macam you beli trust lah, you beli unit trust. Unit trust ni company macam public mutual, benar? Kalau jalan-jalan, if you are in the shopping mall, ada a person will approach you, you nak beli unit trust tak? You nak beli public mutual, tahunya ada public mutual, ada CWA, apa lagi company, banyaklah company yang actually jual unit trust. So bila jual unit trust ni, actually you can just buy any of the unit trust lah. Alright, you buy maknanya you akan beli units of the trust. So later dia akan guna duit yang you invest tu dia akan investkan duit yang you masukkan tu, and then you akan dapat dividend lah later. Yeah. So dia akan bagi you dividend based on you punya how many units you have in the trust. So this is totally different lah daripada topik yang kita tengah belajar sekarang ni. Alright, an enterprise which distribute proceed only to those who subscribe to the trust in defined shares. Yeah. Alright, so this is two that we're going to look into these two fixed trust or non-discretionary. Sometimes kita panggil ND, and the other one is a discretionary trust. Kita akan tengok because the computation, the income of the beneficiary depends whether the trust is non-discretionary or discretionary trust. Alright, kita akan tengok benda tu later. Alright, okay. Katalah income tu, alright, the trust tu memang dia mention trust is a full discretionary trust. Alright, nampak? Bila dia kata discretionary maknanya is up to the trustee to decide how much to distribute the beneficiaries. Alright, so how to decide on how much is the statutory income of the beneficiary? Alright, okay. Remember tadi kita ada dua Satu is the total income, satu is distributable income. In practice, alright, how much distributed by the trustee depends on distributable income, not on the total income. Alright, again, how much distributed to the beneficiaries is actually depends on how much is available distributable income. Katalah distributable income available is 100,000, then dia distribute 100,000 lah. Tapi kalau total income 50,000, distribute income is 40,000, macam mana nak distribute 50,000? Dia tak boleh distribute 50,000 sebab yang the cash is only 40,000, so dia distribute 40,000 je. Yeah, so that's why you have to look at how much is the total income and how much is the amount actually received by the beneficiaries. Yeah, so under discretionary trust, kalau there's only one beneficiary, alright, so you have to see that total income, total of all sum received in Malaysia means that how much actually distributed by the trust to the beneficiary. And then you compare that with trust total income. Alright, whichever is lower, that would be your statutory income of the beneficiary. Okay, again, kalau there's a single beneficiary, then you have to compare how much actually received dengan how much is the total income. So let's look at example 10.6 and 10.7. 10.6, let's put the example here. Dragon Ball Trust is, kau buat apa? Tak boleh meh. Okay, Dragon Ball Trust is a resident for the YA 2019. Aini is the beneficiary of the trust and the distribution of income is based on the trustee's sole discretion. Trustee sole discretion maknanya memang discretionary trust lah. Maknanya trustee yang decide how much to give to the beneficiary. The total income of the trust for YA 2019 is 20,000. So macam mana dapat total income? Buat computation tadi lah. Business income, all these things dapat total income. So total income for 2019 is 20,000. Aini in 2019 received 28,000 from the trust. Total income ada 20,000. Actually received is 28,000. Nampak tak beza? Because the amount distributed is based on distributable income, not on total income. So here it said that however, her ordinary source would be the lower of. So in this case, what is the statutory income yang akan bawa untuk bayar tax ni? Kita akan based on kat sinilah, sekarang discretionary kan. Bila discretionary kita kata apa? The lower of sum received or total trust. So sum received is how much? 28,000. Total trust income is 20,000. So statutory income of the beneficiary under this scenario is 20,000, whichever is lower. Right? So if you look at here again, mana mamanya? Right? So lain sekali ya, kalau kata discretionary trust, right, you ada amount received, compare that with your total income of the trust. Alright. In this case, you have to take whichever is lower. You get that? So tadi kita receive berapa? Dia receive 28,000. 28,000 kat sini lah. Ya. Tapi amount total income is 20,000. So whichever is lower, WIL, then you akan ambil 20,000 as you punya statutory income of the beneficiary. In this case, who's the beneficiary? Tak ada, dia tak sebut nama. Seorang je. Is it? 10.6. 10.6 Dragon Ball Aini. So Aini punya SI will be 20,000. 20,000 ni maknanya you bawa pada tax com you lah. Statutory income is 20,000, then tolak relief, compute tax liability, everything lah. Ya. Ini dia tak cakap whether tax paid at the trust level ke apa. Itu dah settle dah tadi. So katalah dia trust at the tax at the trust level, then you akan bagi section 110 lah. This 20,000 is the income. Ya. Tapi in this case is the discretionary trust. Katalah dia are mana? Tadi the second one is that itu kalau ada single. Tapi katalah you ada ramai beneficiaries, then you kena pakai that formula. Ya. Formula kalau ada mana dalam case I ni single beneficiary. Kalau ada beneficiary 1, beneficiary 2, beneficiary 3, dia akan buat macam tu. Total income darabkan total income of the trust times by amount received by the beneficiary over total received. In other words, you nak ambil a portion lah, apportionment of the total income received. Yeah. So for the second one, you akan tengok example 10.7. Example 10.7, it says that in the event I need receive 16,000 from the trust, ini related to single tadi lah. Alright, you receive 16,000, but total trust income is 20,000, then you akan assess on that 16,000, whichever is lower. Okay. Alright. The next one is non-discretionary trust. Again, non-discretionary means that a trustee has no power to decide how much. You kena ikut the will. Will kata half, you kena bagi half. You bagi 1/3, kena ikut 1/3. In a non-discretionary trust, beneficiary will be assessed to tax based on their entitlement, irrespective, alright, nampak? Kata dia irrespective of whether they receive such amount or such income from the trust body during the year. The amount of distribution made by the trust does not determine the ordinary source of such beneficiary. Ordinary source is given by reference to the ratio of entitlement. Beneficiary of the non-discriminatory trust would only make reference to the amount distributed by the trust body to determine its further source. So remember, further source tadi kita dah exempted. Okay, example here we have brother Aaron, Kevin, and Chu are equal beneficiary under a trust created by the will of their grandfather Wahsan, who died in Malaysia in 1984. The trust properties consist of landed property and shares under the term of the trust. Nampak? The right of the beneficiary are as follows. So they clearly mention until age of 21, each brother's share of income is to be accumulated within the trust. From age 21, income to be paid out to them. The trustee are empowered to make distribution of shares for not more than 1,000 shares to any of the brother before they reach age of 21. So nampak dalam will tu dia very clearly mention how they are going to distribute the income. All the brothers are the beneficiary of the non-discretionary trust from the age of 21 as their entitlement, which is 1/3. Tadi cakap apa? Equally kan? Alright. It's clearly spelled out in the trust deed. Kat mana dia spell out trust deed tu? Tak jumpa. Alright, each brother share income is within the trust, remain paid. Okay, before the age of 21, they are the beneficiaries of the accumulation trust. Lump sum received from the accumulated income would not be taxed in the hand of beneficiary. So later we look into the issue of accumulation. Maknanya, bila you cakap accumulation, selalunya kalau you are underage, below 18 ke below 21, so rather than they give the money to the beneficiaries, they akan put that into an accumulation. katalah dah reach umur, kalau dalam ni dia kata reach age of 21, then only you distribute that to the beneficiaries. In the case of distribution from accumulation, dia kira sebagai capital in nature. So it's not taxable. Yeah. It would not be taxed in the beneficiary, which is the brothers. In no situation, the trust can be discretionary trust. In this example, trustee merely have to discretionary power to distribute the asset, capital, and not income. The trustee discretion as to the trust capital does not tantamount to a discretionary trust. Alright. Another example. Example ni bagus. A trust was created in 2004 and the total income for 2019 amounted to 150,000. 1/3 was related to the discretionary portion which relate to Liang Hui. Hok Chi is entitled to the balance of trust total income under the trust deed. In 2019, Liang Hui received 40,000 from the trust body while Hok Chi received 80,000. Compute statutory income for Liang Hui and Hok Chi. Will your answer be different if Liang Hui received 80,000 from the trust body? Right, we try to understand the scenario first. Okay, dalam ni dia dah buat mix tau. Okay, you are the trust, alright, total income of the trust is 150,000. Okay. Oh, kita kena mati dan nanti kita sambung balik Ada lagi 10 minit. It's okay. Alright. So 1/3, alright. 1/3 dia kata Hok Chi and this one is the discretionary portion. Nampak? Okay. And the other one Liang Hui. Alright, of course Liang Hui the balance lah. Hok Chi balance is 1/3, mana balance dia 2/3 lah. Betul? 2/3. Okay, Liang Hui receive, ini receive receive 40,000 while Hok Chi receive 80,000. Okay. How much is the total income? Daripada 150,000 ni, you akan bagi 1/3 dengan 2/3. So, Hok Chi kalau ikut total income 1/3 is 50. Betul tak? Liang Hui akan dapat 100. So, in this case, the income, is it discretionary or non-discretionary? To the discretionary portion. Yeah. Okay. And Hok Chi, Liang Hui, kenapa kita kata dia non-discretionary? Because kat situ kata Hok Chi is entitled to the balance income under the trust deed. So this one is a non-discretionary. Betul tak? 50,000 non-discretionary is 2/3. Right? So bila discretionary, law kata apa tadi discretionary? Nak ikut apa? How much is the income?
Doktor.
Yeah.
Sorry for interruption. Yang Liang Hui yang 1/3.
Liang Hui terbalik. Sekejap. Mana? Lagi sekali. Liang Hui
yang dapat 1/3
was related to Liang Hui. Liang Hui. Okay, terbalik. Okay, terbalik. Alamak, banyak Kau nak tukar nama je lah kan? Okay, 1/3 Liang Hui, 2/3 is Hok Chi. And then amount received? Liang Hui, LH receive 40,000. Betul tadi kot? Sini receive 80,000. Total income 2/3, maknanya kat sini 100, kat sini 50, betul? Okay tak?
Yes, Dok.
Okay, betul. So sekarang ni you have to decide how much is the statutory income of the beneficiaries. Hok Chi, is it Hok Chi? Discretionary trust, income dia macam mana decide? How much is the, how you decide on that? Kalau discretionary trust?
Okay.
Dia kata apa? The lower of. So you compare lah, receive 80,000, total income is 100, then you take the lower of lah. So you akan ambil 80,000. Tapi kalau yang discretionary, dia akan based on dia punya entitlement. Receive 40,000, total income 50,000. But because dia non-discretionary trust, you kena assess at 50,000 kat sini. You get that? Okay tak? Ya. So ini yang kita panggil mixed trust ya. Sebab apa? Dia ada discretionary and ada non-discretionary trust kat situ. Ya.
Doktor, doktor.
Ha.
Wanted tu bukan discrete ke?
Oh, terbalik lagi. Kenapa hari ni? Ya Allah. Hey. Okey, lain sekali kita tengok balik. Susah sangat aku nak tengok benda nama dia ni. Lain sekali. 1/3 was related to discretionary portion. Dah terbalik lah you all ni. Alahai. Padam. Tak apa, maknanya you are following my lecture. Okay, lain sekali. 1/3 Liang Hui, discretionary. 2/3 Hok Chi, non-discretionary. Alright, okay, coming back. Kalau discretionary kita ambil apa? The lower of. Kalau non-discretionary kita akan ambil total income. Jawapan dia apa? Non-discretionary 100,000, betul? Cewa. And then here 40,000. The lower of 40 dan 50 kita ambil 40. Hok Chi non-discretionary, his share of income will be based on the ratio. Okay. The second part is say that would your answer be different if Liang Hui, alright, rather than receive 40,000, dia receive 80,000. Right? Bila dia receive 80,000, what happen? You have to compare 80,000 dengan 50,000 lah. Bila 80,000 and 50,000, so you akan ambil discretionary, you akan ambil 50,000. So that makes a difference lah. Kalau discretionary kita akan ambil the lower. Liang Hui will be 50,000, alright, the share of. So again, alright, lagi sekali soalan ni, sorry because the confusion. I pun nama untuk balik ke input ni. Okay, lain sekali. Total income of the trust is 150,000. Then you have 1/3 and 2/3. Alright. 2/3 is actually for Hok Chi. Alright. Hok Chi 2/3 and it was according to the trust. Mana you nampak benda tu? You akan nampak kat sini. Kadang-kadang you nak cari benda tu, the words tu you kena cari tau. Under the trust deed. Nampak? Bila dia ada under the trust deed tu mana you based on the trust, so dia non-discretionary. So that's why Hok Chi 2/3 non-discretionary. And Liang Hui first paragraph actually mention 1/3 to the discretionary portion. So that's why namanya discretionary. So bila you nak decide, okay, then you have how much you receive, how much is your total income. Untuk non-discretionary, whatever entitlement is your statutory income. Even though you actually receive 80,000, you'll be assessed on that 100,000. Yeah. But to the discretionary, dia akan ambil the lower of. Alright. Depends how much is the receive, how much is your total income. In the first scenario, they receive 40, but total income is 50. So we assess on that 40. In the second scenario, she received 80,000, but total income is 50. So we assess on that 50,000. So again, this is how you decide how much is the statutory income, all right, of the beneficiaries, all right, because we have two types of trust, discretionary trust and non-discretionary trust. So bila you baca scenario tu, you kena identify, oh ni discretionary ke non-discretionary, because dia akan decide, because dia akan bagi dua-dua. Dia akan bagi you how much is paid by the trust, how much is actually the total income. Alright, or you have to compute the total income of the trust and then you can decide how much is the statutory income of the beneficiaries. Is that clear? Okay, we have about 2 more minutes before we start on in the next example. Yeah? Kenapa yang ni 10.11? I rasa nanti kita pakai link yang sama je kan. Kita continue je. Dia break sekejap, lepas tu dia sambung balik. Okay, sebab lepas ni ada accumulation. Ya. Okay. I will just stop now, then we continue in 1 minute under another session, yeah? While we have less than a minute. Chat. Apa yang terbalik? You see this terbalik?
Tak, tu tadi doktor.
Oh, sekarang okey.
Sekarang
Macam mana boleh okey ah?
terbalik tu maksudnya yang tadi tu yang
Oh,
proportion dia.
ni tadi, ni.
Ah.
Alright, faham. Okay, I'll see you in next meeting. Okay, I end ya. Oh, mana recording ah? Stop recording.